Hello, I think it's time that I upgrade my video recording equipment. I've lost the wind chill for the microphone, etc. So the the quality is not as good as it should be because the wind protectors are not there. So I think it's time that I upgrade my recording equipment. So if you are enjoying my videos, please do try and donate what you can so I can upgrade, my microphones, etc. for better quality. Okay. However, talking about quality, have you noticed that Indians and the Polish are building businesses faster than the black community? The black community, okay, I do understand that you do have bankers, bank managers who are biased. They are biased politically and have a colorism when it comes to black people, and therefore refuses to give bank loans, etc. Okay, we do understand that. However, the difference is that the Polish and the Indians are not going to the bankers, they're not going to the bank managers for a loan. There's a total difference. Okay, if they were, okay, maybe they would be successful. Okay, maybe they would be. However, that is not the totality as to why they are starting business up, far quicker, than black people. Okay, if you look at the Indian community, they have a strong bond. Okay, a strong unity. And that's the reason why black people are vulnerable to racism, because economics is power, money is power. Because when you have that economic unity, that economic empowerment, it sustains you and protects you. And at the same time, it gives you longevity. Okay, when you haven't got that, it makes you vulnerable, and also it gives you that begging mentality where you're knocking on doors knowing full well you're not going to get anything, and the door slammed in your face. And that's why it's important: self-reliance, self-independence, and which is what Africa's now moving towards, independence. They no longer want the colonial mindset, but they want to go for self-determination. And this is very, very, very important. The Polish community, I don't know much about the Polish community, but I do know that they do bond together. The weaknesses of the black community. Let me give you an example. If you had a business idea, a very powerful business idea, could you approach your pastor? He's got plenty of money in the bank, which he claims used to preach the gospel, but he's going towards his mansion. Could you approach your pastor? Could you approach your family member or extended family members? The Indians do. The Polish probably do so as well. They can approach family members. How many black people can say, I have a very powerful business idea, but I need this and I need that? Not many. Some black people, all they need is maybe $1,000 to invest in a cooking right? Invest in a cooking equipment. Just $1,000. That's all they need. Maybe a few bucks to rent out a place. But for the want of not having, that friendliness, that warm, is going to destroy their dreams. And this is what is happening. You know, you can have many. I mean, guys, a big example. I went to a Windrush event, and you know, this guy I was talking to, and his son was a genius, right? He did all these comic things, you know, really clever. And to which I said to the father, right? I said, look, you make sure you protect his work, because what they'll do, they'll take it and they'll steal it. You know, this black guy, right? And his son's a genius. The comics, you know, comic heroes, etc., that he was drawing up. We've got geniuses, you know, we've got geniuses in our community, but the problem is we don't have, you know, the backup. We don't have, you know, the unity, right? And hence why a lot of our dreams fall to the wayside. A lot of our dreams fall to the wayside because we don't have those who are going to say, okay, you know something, right? I've got surplus funds here. Okay, if I lose it, I lose it. But, you know, try and pay me back if you can. You know, I'm building, you know, our people. We haven't got that mindset. Whereas the Indians have. The Indians, the uncles, the great uncles, the aunts, you know, gather around and they will say, you know, Babaji, 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 you know, with total respect, you know, for someone who's older. You know, here's some money, here's some money. And even in EastEnders and programs, they show the unity of the Indian family, where you got a program called Family Pride. When they're showing black families, what do they show? Freaks and circus shows, laughing at us, mocking us. Why is my bloody go away? Right, mocking us. You know, and this is what happens, you know, which is why economic empowerment is very, very important. And you can see why, you know, when you have the Indian community that, you know, pull their resources together, you got to ask yourself the question, if you had a clever idea, who could you go to in your community? Could you approach your pastor? Would your pastor lend you some money? You know, build a business plan and say to him, well, you know, you've been paying tithes for a very long time. You know, now it's payback time. No, he isn't. You know, could you approach your brother, your sister? You know, could you approach even your friends? And when you look at it that way, if you got a powerful business idea, who could you approach? And this is the dilemma. And that's the reason why they're building businesses faster than our community. You know, there's no trust. There's no trust. There's mistrust. And as a result, our geniuses, you know, are not being discovered. Our talents are not being recognized. You know, I hope you enjoy this video, you know, and I'm hoping to make many more. I tend to change the subjects when the sun's shining. You know, I try to focus on business empowerment, you know, but in the winter I do all the terrible subjects. In the winter, all the terrible subjects. In the summer, positive subjects. You know, so let me know, you know, what's your opinion? Can you relate to what I've just said? Can you relate to it? Is that your experience? You know, because I'm sure many of us, you know, could relate to it. Many of us. The next video I want to make, in fact I did by the waterfall, but the waterfall drowned my voice out, you know, so that wasn't really good. But I want to make plenty more videos, so I hope you enjoyed this one.